Yeah. So that explosion in the end really did it
Yeah,
for me.
I didn't know the explosion was going to happen. I jumped.
Yeah, JJ really put some extra mustard into that whole thing. All right, hey guys, welcome back. Actually, no, you're supposed to say "hey guys" in openings of videos, but I did it anyway. But
Don't forget to smash that like button.
yeah,
Yeah.
crush that like button, subscribe button if you guys are watching. You have no idea what you're watching yet, but that's fine. Okay, so you're back on Nerd Initiative, and we are talking with good friend, innovator. What are some other adjectives that work?
I've been called many things, but I don't think innovators.
Nobel Peace Prize, Soul to Soul to
Yeah,
a
there we go.
Devil,
Okay, I like
so many
that
different
one.
things. No, but Alan Dunford, writer, creator, we're here to talk Pocus Hocus, in the future, Horse in Hell, Grandma Chainsaw, goes on and on and on, and just all around ruggedly handsome gentleman. Let me take that photo off so they can see you in the flesh. How are you doing, sir? How's everything going?
Man, everything is going well. Super excited to always be back, obviously. But yeah, dude, it's crazy because this time we're back under different circumstances. This time we are not, and I bet some people are going to have a heart attack. We're not promoting a Kickstarter.
I know
We're
it's weird, right?
actually, yeah, dude. So we are actually promoting Hocus Hocus #1 is coming to you. You don't have to go to it.
We're just gonna yeah, whether you like it or not, we know your mailing addresses, and we're just sending it to you.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
coming directly to you. It's gonna knock on your door and tell you we need to talk, basically,
yeah,
is what's
open
gonna
up. Yeah. Yeah, so super excited, guys. Pocus Hocus is coming to comic book shops.
That's crazy. First of
Yeah,
all,
it is.
tell us, okay, and by the way, we have the QR code. Pre-order now. Again, so here's the deal. Let's give them the basic fundamentals. So it's coming to comic shops. The release is October 25th, but today is July 22nd, and the FOC date, for those who don't know what that is, it's basically the cutoff point for ordering it for shops. Was it final order cutoff is the abbreviation?
Listen, I'm going to sound like an idiot because I just knew that was a thing like the other day.
Oh, don't worry. No, I
Yeah.
100%. I feel like no, those things are really funny. People inside industries, was it OKRs is like a new thing I hear all the time. Yeah, the people love these acronyms and assume that everyone else knows what they are. So don't worry. I feel like they're very obscure, but it's totally fine. But yeah, that order date cutoff is August 13th. So it's kind of like no rush, but rush, please.
For #1. Ooh.
And then wait a second. Tell us about. Oh well, is this #2, or is this the other landing page? But it's another QR code.
Regardless, we're the only people stupid enough to name our books Pocus Hocus. So I think if you search for it, and just don't get it backwards, because I'm sure there's Hocus Pocus comic books out there. But yeah, as far as I know, we're the only Pocus Hocus that's out there. So yeah, you can own it. It's just wild to say that we're actually going to have a national release date. It's just, I don't know, it's pretty surreal, and I'm just so happy for everyone on the team because I know this is something they've all wanted for a while.
I was gonna say that, what is it like to see a creation? I mean, obviously you haven't seen it physically yet, but to see it, so we're, people don't know, we're obviously friends, and so it's kind of been amazing and kind of like a really great thing to see, with your excitement and seeing it in previews and seeing it on all these landing pages. I mean, obviously that's kind of like a cheesy thing to lead into, but what is it like to see that?
I don't know yet because I still don't think my brain's processed it fully. So obviously whenever we saw it in the previews magazine, it was like, oh, holy crap, this is like real, and then seeing issue 2 on there, it's like, oh my God, I hope people pick this thing up. And then we like to put false information also across the screen as well. But no, guys,
it says facts. If it's on the internet, it's true. You don't
yes.
don't
Oh, right,
do that.
So yeah, the other thing is too, I think it will really hit whenever we walk into, our LCSs and we actually see it just there. It's gonna
And
be great.
that's oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I have an interrupting problem, so continue, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just gonna be crazy to see it, and then again, I would love to not see it because that would mean that it's
Mm,
out.
that's true. That's true. Unless, and I need to put this other caption up there.
Yep.
Unless you're doing an autograph signing.
This is true.
That's what I want to picture for you, and the dream, which is again, the dream is just getting the comic in there, which is incredible. But like people lined up with their books, waiting to meet you, get it signed, talk to you and the team.
Yep.
That is something that needs to happen. That'll be kind of amazing.
Yeah, because me and my co-writer Will Radford, we live very close to each other. So the idea is that hopefully we'll be able to do a signing together and just be able to say, hey, we did it, kind of. And the other thing too, we've talked about this. It's awesome because the cover is exclusive to shops.
Mm.
So that's something that's really really fun, because for those who have been
So
with
this
us,
one, right? This one?
yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
for those who have been with us, following us along on Kickstarter and just kind of checking in our progress and seeing what we've done, this is a way for them now to be able to get something that they couldn't get before.
That's really cool. What I mean, man, there's so many questions because this is really cool, and just knowing you, I know how much fun this is and how proud you are, and it's awesome. Let's kick it off this way. And for those that are just joining us, I am getting used to the live where you're promoting something, so we're gonna consistently keep announcing the dates, so that way, in case wherever you join the stream on, you can get in there. So Pocus Hocus 1. Huge like phenomenon. I heard about Pocus Hocus before I even met you.
Before it was cool.
Before it was cool. I think it was cool. That's why I heard about it. So I heard about it for a while. So Pocus Hocus 1 is now going to take it to the next level. It's hitting shops October 25th. Perfect time, right in time for Halloween. That's great.
Couldn't have planned it any better, right?
And fans out there, this is our ask to you. Please, please, please ask your local comic shop to order these, because the cutoff date for them to order it is August 13th. I know it sounds kind of productive. It's 2 months ahead of time, but that's how it works. So we need you guys to hit your local comic shop, ask them to order this up. And we're about to tell you why and show you kind of like the backstory, what it's all about. And more. So what I want to do is, we had a little intro at the top from our friend JJ, and I don't think we need a second explosion. So let's do the original. Let's do the original trailer from what would you say this trailer is? Circa what year? Flashback.
God, this trailer is probably about a year and a half old, maybe, because we revealed this trailer whenever we did the Pocus Hocus 2 Kickstarter campaign, and Pocus Hocus 2 wasn't finished yet.
Well, I think you did. You dropped this trailer at Hall H, right? SDCC 20. I think
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I remember the reaction was insane. I remember the tweets that I saw come through. RDJ was like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever seen." Tim Burton was like, "I wish I had thought of this myself." There was a lot of really cool people.
A lot of stuff like that happened. I totally forgot. Thank you so much for reminding me.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I am like your hype man. You're AKA Flavor Flav.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna start wearing a clock around my neck.
I would really appreciate that, because I do forget what time it is a lot.
We'll be the best. Okay, so let me drop the original trailer. It's pretty chilling and awesome, and we'll be right back. We'll keep telling people what dates, what's going on. Remind everyone.
Hocus, Hocus, the greatest magician the world has ever known. Such amazing feats, a captive audience. But it wasn't always so, was it? We Hocus. Don't forget who made you. Hocus, Hocus.
I love that trailer.
It really is good. It really, really is good. Now, who is the voice?
That did that.
Yeah.
So that is the guy who made the trailer, Jared Matthew Daw, and he's the one that did all the voice work too for the Horse in Hell trailer.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's just crazy talented, and it's one of those like he's frustratingly so, right?
Yeah. Very like, and the voice was fantastic. Like, just like Chet's chilling, and now I am biased, and I don't think we have that trailer up here, but I am biased to the Mickey voiceover. From if Mickey's out there watching, I have to support my folks, and his British accent for Pocus.
Mickey killed it, dude. 100%.
Yeah. So, but that was really, I mean, man, that might give me nightmares for a little bit. That guy's voice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what filters he put on, but they were fantastic.
Yeah. So let's go into what this is all about. And again, for those who don't know, Pocus Hocus 1 hit stores. In case in the last 5 minutes you have got amnesia. October 25 release, but the cutoff date is August 13th. So don't forget that the cutoff date is August 13th. Now let's go into a little bit. They teased it in the trailer. Tell us a little bit about that without ruining it for folks, about Pocus Hocus and what to expect from this book.
Yeah, Pocus Hocus is a story about a magician who sells his soul to a demon to have actual magical powers. And as these things go, it never goes in his favor. So it's the journey of him trying to get his soul back. And I don't want to give away too much stuff. But it's I promise you it's a lot funnier than what I'm making it out to be. And it's a fun story.
And really sharp and really smart. And I think let's talk about so I think especially in issue 1, the pivotal characters we know are Pocus, the reason he does what he does, him kind of like describing how this all happened, and then obviously the demon. And the demon is especially funny, and it's hits all the classic tropes that you'd want to hit, and is really like he's or he or she, I don't even know if it could be a they. I have no idea. It's a demon.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But he hits all the sides of comedy, satire, sarcasm, like the range. Where did that inspiration come from? Because he's really, you can tell it's almost like a really fun character to write and put into, because you just have a lot of fun with it and just do, really kind of go wild. So like, any funny things behind that?
So whenever we were creating it, I think it was always kind of one of those things where we were like, we need to have something that's kind of pushing the story forward. And whenever we were making the demon, because the situation itself is kind of serious, we liked the idea that we have Pocus Hocus, who is a very, I guess we'll just say serious character a little bit to his core, because he has his reasonings for doing what he's doing and why he's doing it and all that stuff. But we wanted something to counterbalance him as well. And we thought like, well, what if we kind of have, play on the trope that like demons just love making deals, and demons love gambling, and demons love this and that. And then it's like, let's go and have this guy who knows more than what Pocus does, but is still also a flawed character and can also exist in this realm without being too polar opposite, but it still fits.
Yeah. And really, again, without spoiling too much, because we should go a little bit into Pocus too, because that's also going to hit shops, which is kind of incredible and amazing, and a lot all at once.
Yes, and then Pocus 3, and then Pocus 4. Oh my!
Yeah, it keeps going. Yeah, and then we're gonna get it is it just gets better and better as you go through it, which is kind of amazing as well, and really, really. I always think it's very. It takes a really special creator and writer to make things, grow, and because it's an art form in itself. It is hard to continue to build on a story. A lot of people kind of burn out. Like 1 or 2 episodes is great. This gets better and better as it goes. So let's diving into Pocus 2. You kind of get the backstory. I'm not going to spoil how issue 1 ends, but things obviously change on ahead. And then you mentioned the gambling and whatnot. So it's kind of almost like the demon story in issue 2. I'd love to get your take on that and like how much fun that was to write. Kind of all you brought up the gambling, all the classic quirks and stuff that go into like his backstory, which is kind of fun. Like.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I would love to be like, hey, we sat down and premeditated everything. Because originally Pocus Hocus was only going to be, oh gosh, only maybe 4 issues, and it's grown to so much more than that. So like I said, originally Pocus Hocus was only going to be a very, very short series because this was our first time making a comic book and we didn't know what to expect, what we were going to do, things like that. And then the reception for it just kind of took off. So then we were able to really let the story breathe and tell more from it. And with this story for issue 2, we felt like we kind of played it safe with issue 1 in a manner of speaking, because we wanted you to get to know Pocus. We wanted you to get to know kind of why he did what he did. And yeah, there's consequences for his actions. And then with number 2, we really wanted to elevate that and be like, okay, so now this is what he's dealing with. Now you get to know the demon a little more and how his decision is going to affect the people around him. And that's what leads to the events of issue 3. And light spoilers, and hopefully this delivers some excitement. We get to go to hell. Yeah. So it's going to be, that was the big thing for us. Whenever we saw that this thing, because originally whenever we wrote this thing, we weren't sure if we were even going to go to hell. We didn't know if it was all going to take place on Earth and how we were going to do that. But then once it started, once the reception just really came back, we're like, okay, let's see what we can push. And we're so happy with the results for that.
I want to talk about that a little bit too, because I think that's kind of cool and a moment that everyone can learn from. It's just pretty inspiring. You put out, issue 1 and the Kickstarter, and when you start to get the feedback back from people, what is that like? Because it's got to be surprising and exciting and surreal all at once. Almost kind of like, I mean, there's different milestones in a career of a creator, right? And like an artist, seeing the reception and the acclaim that that comes from people are saying this is great. And like I said, like the word around the comic community about Pocus Hocus long before we met and before doing Horse and Hell and before working, it was, the buzz was there for a long time. So that's kind of like the first milestone. And then later on we'll get into, we talked about already, getting into, and there's other stuff in between there. Sorry, it's an early morning on the West Coast. Yeah. I'm not fully but there's milestones along the way, and then obviously we talked about the latest one, which is that's a doozy of a big one, which is getting into comic shops, and then obviously next for you, we know it's going to happen, the Eisner Awards. We'll talk about that later, but
yeah, if only, man.
That first milestone, one day, my friend. That first milestone, though, of putting your art out there, from whatever perspective, and the team's art, right? There's art, there's writing, there's creation. What is that like? And what do you remember about that time of like you said, getting that feedback? Because that is really one of the coolest moments that you'll never forget in a creator's like career, no matter where you are, to kind of, and it inspires you to do more. So I'll shut up and let you talk about.
Oh yeah, no, that's perfect. So, because whenever we launched Pocus 1, the backers were mainly just friends or family members, because it's like, oh, look how cute, Alan and Will made a comic book, and then they didn't show back up for issue 2, and then we were seeing people that we never knew before. Like we had no idea, like we were shipping stuff out to like other countries, and we're like, how in the world did this even happen? right? And
Wow.
of course, I want to always give a huge shout out to Mike Teener over at Bad Bug Media, who really helped us get our bearings and gave us honest and constructive feedback. So you can never take that away. Um, the big thing was, and this was going to be, it's going to sound ridiculous, but we always try to approach everything through a realistic lens, or as objective as possible, because we never want to get caught in our own head or get stuck in our own way.
Mm.
But we were hoping, like, hey, listen, we love what we're doing, we love this, people seem to really like it. I just hope to God they're telling us the truth, because you know you yeah, you want to hear nice things about your work, but we also didn't want
Yeah.
to surround ourselves with people who were just going to tell us like, oh yeah, it's good, but then they after that we get done having the conversation, we're like, God, that was terrible. So I think that was one of those big things where once we were starting to get feedback from people that we had no ties to, that's when we're like, okay, as long as this matters to one person, then
Yeah.
I think that we can keep moving forward safely.
That's awesome. It's kind of it's just amazing. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Did someone just wait? Hold on. Someone just comment Ray Romano.
Hey, why not? I agree with
Why
that.
not? That's great. I love it.
Why not? Right?
That's awesome. Who is the greatest? No, I'm just kidding. Sitcom comic of all time. Okay, so to wrap up, so we can keep it nice and short and to the point. Actually, and also, by the way, thank you to everybody who joined. I guess it's early for me, but on the East Coast, it's nice afternoons. So
there's way more you guys could be doing with your Saturday, and you chose to spend it listening to me Babylon. So I appreciate you guys.
Also, yeah, it's funny. Also, too, like I don't know what day it is. So for those that don't know, I'm in San Diego Comic-Con, and you said Saturday. I was like, wait, it's not Sunday?
Don't scare me like that.
It's been a whirlwind couple of days. And again, no, I'm not complaining. Trust me. I'm in San Diego Comic-Con. It's blast, and this is where Alan will be very, very soon.
Walking on stage, accepting my Eisner.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if you saw the speech. James Tinian quoted you as being his main inspiration for his writing.
Oh,
like,
God, I missed that. I hate that. I missed that.
I can do this all day. It's great.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, all jokes aside, from my perspective and a lot of other readers and fans, your writing is clever. It's smart. It is and it's funny. Quick 60-second brief recap, because I think this is even more impressive. We've talked about this a million times, but how you got into it, because you just kind of decided to do it, which is really amazing, especially with the quality of work you put out. It's very surprising. Like,
I just called up, like I said, my good friend, co-writer Will Radford, and just asked him if he wanted to write a comic book, and that's it. And it's just funny to think about it that way, because that's, like I said, that was it. And then after that, we just kind of kept putting, we stayed with it. I guess that was the big thing, putting pen to paper and always meeting up and always following up. The big thing was we just stuck with it. And here we are.
Thank you.
And this is, God, I think this is our 8th book now. Like, that's actually completed. Yeah, we got Pocus 1 through 5, Grandma 1 and 2, and then Horus number 1. And we already have 3 other scripts done. We're just, we just kind of have them in the back burner waiting for those to get made.
I gotta say, the one that, and again, you said it a couple of times, and it resonates, and it's big, and it really is key. And not to be like Mr. Rogers out here, but yeah, I mean, whatever you want or whatever your passion is out there, like, if you stick with it, and I know from experience of not sticking with it, sometimes you will eventually get there if the talent is right, and it's what you're meant to do. So I feel ridiculous for saying that. But that is, it's
because, like, there's
important.
for us, there was no secret sauce. I mean, there's always sometimes right place, right time. You can look at it that way, but we just stuck with it. That was really about it.
We need the talent too. I mean, come on. I mean, again, not to make you feel weird or whatever, but
thank you. I appreciate it, though.
Yeah, you need to be good at what you do. So I'm not saying to anyone out there that, like, oh, hey, if you want to be the next Roger Federer, just stick with tennis and you'll get there. That's not gonna happen. But it could happen.
But carve your own path. right?
Yeah, and carve your own
Yeah.
path. And if you are, again, if you have a talent and a passion for something, whether it's writing or any other art form, painting or other things, right? I'm trying to think now. I'm like, my mind is going blank, but yeah, just stick with it, and you will eventually get there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the biggest takeaway. You eventually will be Ray Romano one day. I just want to point that out. Thank you.
Thank you, SK. We appreciate you.
That is the best. Thank you, by the way. That made our day. All right, so let's send them out with. Let's go back to the QR code again. For those who don't know, last time QR code will take you to previews and to the pre-order page.
Mm-hmm.
Pocus Hocus 1 and 2 is going to hit stores, but Pocus 1, we are looking at an October 25 release. More importantly, well, at least for now, we'll get to October 25. We'll be back, shortly talking about this. But the FOC, the cutoff date for stores is August 13th. So if you can, go to your local comic shop, let them know you want Pocus Hocus 1. You saw a video with a very talented writer and a weird-looking version of Ross from Friends, and they told you to come by and do it.
Yeah, I watched this interview with Topher Grace and Ross and Ray Romano.
It was so weird. They were talking about
they were just talking about this book, and we had to have it.
So yeah, go let them know you want it. It is honestly, and then like Alan said, the cover is exclusive to this drop. It's really very cool. And you always have a slew of really cool covers. But any final words, and then we will take them out on the trailer again. I think it's worth showing twice. Any final words, my friend?
Obviously, I always want to end it with a huge thank you. Thank you to the whole team that has stuck with us for Pocus Hocus. Thank you to everyone who has given us a voice out there to, I guess, kind of put our book into different eyes. And just thank you to all the people who have backed us and supported us, past, present, and future, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here today. And we just hope to keep delivering fun, weird, and just unusual stories.
Awesome. Let me play it out, and then I will play JJ's too. We do need 2 explosions in one video.
Okay. Yeah, we'll end it with an explosion. How does that sound? We'll end.
I love it.
Okay.
Good plan. All right, let me play the long one first.
All right.
Hocus, Hocus, the greatest magician the world has ever known. Such amazing feats, a captive audience. But it wasn't always so, was it? We had a deal, Mr. Hocus. Don't forget who made you. Hocus, Hocus.
It really is terrifying. By the way, what's up, Joey? I'm gonna put that comment first up here. Love the engagement on a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever.
When everyone could be doing something way more productive.
Honestly, take a look at yourselves in the mirror, you guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's close it out with JJ's little explosion. So guys, get ready, by the way, and don't sit too close to the screen, because then you'll get terrified. So just heads up. It gets me every time. It gets me. All right. Well, hey, everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us. Let's get this up there one more time on the screen. The QR code to go pre-order Pocus Hocus 1. Again, do it by August 13th. And then we will talk later about the October 25th release. Maybe we'll even have some little surprises in store. I got some ideas in my mind. But thank you guys for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. Trying to think of JJ's out signal, but just do my own.
A simple goodbye works.
Bye, guys. This is not goodbye. This is see you later.
Yeah,
There we
we'll see you. We'll see you very soon. I promise.